Alright, in this video we are going to talk about arc length and sector area in radians. So here's the key that Alright, in this video we are going to talk about arc length and sector area in radians. So if you have a situation like this, a circle, a sector, a radius, and an arc, an intercepted arc. So I'm talking about this. Okay, so what I'm drawing here in pink would be the intercepted arc. And so imagine that we want to know the length of that thing. So I'm going to call that length S. Okay, the radius, I'm going to call that R. And the central angle, I'm going to call that theta. So the relationship between the angle, the radius, and the arc length is this. The arc length is equal to the radius times the angle. Now, this is only true in radians. Okay, you can't use degrees when you're doing this formula. So let's look at a specific problem. So looking at problem number 13, find the length of the intercepted arc if the central angle is 5 pi over 2 radians and the radius is 10. Okay, and we're going to write the exact length in terms of pi. So, like I said on the other screen, the arc length is equal to the radius times the angle when it's in radians, which it is. So, if I want to find this arc length, I'm going to do 10 times 5 pi over 2. Okay, so that means that the arc length is going to be 10 times 5, of course, is 50. So that's 50 pi over 2. So that is 25 pi. Okay. You know what? I feel like we should have had inches or centimeters or something. The radius is 10. Let's see. Alright, I made it 10 meters. So this arc length would be 25 pi meters. So that would be the answer to number 13. Okay, the next question is talking about the area of the sector. So let's jump over and talk about that. The formula for the area of a sector is the area is going to equal 1/2 the radius squared times the angle. And once again, the angle has to be in radians in order to use this formula. Alright, but that gives us the area of this pizza-like slice. So, let's use that formula for number 14 here. Okay, that's 10 meters. It's going to get cut off over there, but it's meters. Okay, so here we go. The area is going to equal 1/2 the radius squared times the angle, which has to be in radians. So in that case, it's going to be 1/2, and the radius is 10, so 10 squared times that angle of 5 pi over 2. Alright, so that is 1/2 of 100, because 10 squared, times 5 pi over 2. So half of 100 is 50. So that's 50 times 5 pi over 2. Let's see, 50 times 5. Well, 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so this will be 250 pi over 2. So 250 divided by 2 is 125. So 125 pi. But let's not forget our units. And this is area, so it won't be meters, it will be meters squared. Okay, so that would be the area of the sector. Okay, let's do one more problem. A decorative window has the shape of a rectangle with a quarter circle on top. The contractor's installation rates depend on the perimeter of the window. So, calculate the perimeter using the dimensions that are shown. We need to find the exact perimeter in terms of pi. So, of course, the perimeter is just the sum of all the distances around. So, part of this is really simple because if this side of the rectangle is 6 feet, then of course this will be 6 feet over here. What about this side right here? Can you tell me what this is, this little piece? Hopefully you can see that this is going to be 4 because this is a quarter circle, so you can imagine this is the center of the circle, and so this is the radius, and it should be the same distance in both directions. So if this is 4, that means this is 4, which means that this is 4. So the piece that we're missing in terms of the perimeter is this piece right here where I just put a question mark. So look, all you need to really realize is that what we have here is an arc. So this question mark, the one piece that we need to find is an arc length. And of course the angle, the central angle here is a 90-degree angle. Well, okay, see, I almost messed up because we don't want to say 90 degrees because we want to be able to use our formula that says the arc length is equal to the radius times the angle. But degrees, that's no good. Alright, so how big is this angle in radians? Well, 90 degrees is the same thing as pi over 2. Alright, that's something that you should definitely have memorized. Just remember, if you're talking about a circle, the first thing you should have learned about radians is that pi is a semicircle, like 180 degrees. So if I go from here to here, that is pi radians. You know, it's the same thing as 180 degrees. So if I stop halfway, all right, at 90 degrees, like this, boom, all right, that's half of pi. So pi over 2. But really, by now you should have memorized that 90 degrees is pi over 2. And while we're reviewing, here's a few other things that you should have memorized. 60 degrees is pi over 3. 30 degrees is pi over 6. 45 degrees is pi over 4. So if there are any of these that you did not know, you need to pause the video and memorize this before you do one more single thing. Don't let another minute go by without memorizing those facts. Okay, so when you see this little box, don't think 90 degrees for this problem. Think pi over 2. So now we can find this arc length using our little formula. So the arc length is going to equal the radius, which of course is 4, times the angle in radians, which is pi over 2. Okay, so that arc length, 2 goes into 4 twice, so that's actually going to give us 2 pi for the arc length. Okay, great. So I'm going to erase the question mark over here, and I'm going to put 2 pi. So if I want to find the perimeter, all right, of this window, I'm just going to add up all of these things, right? So I'm doing, if I just went around the clock here, all right, around this way, it would be 6 plus 4, and then I've got another 6, and then another 4, and then I've got 2 pi. So I'm just going to combine all of these, but don't add on the 2 pi. Those are not like terms. So obviously 6 plus 4 is 10. So what I have here is 10 plus 10. So that's 20 plus 2 pi. So this would be an exact perimeter in terms of pi. In terms. I wrote it like it was one word. Silly goose. You know what? I should put units on here. I keep trying to forget the units. These are feet that we're talking about. So this perimeter will be 20 plus 2 pi feet. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you on the next video.